Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. First, I really apologize. This is coming days after it's not supposed or wasn't supposed to be so. So I really apologize for the delay. So right now let's go into this is supposed to be day 3 or this is day 3, and then we're talking about understanding price behavior. So welcome back, traders. Over the last two sections we learned what is forex, how the market moves. Today we are learning how to read the language of the market, and the language is candlesticks. That, like I told everybody, I said that every candlestick tells a story, every market tells a story. The market does not just move randomly. It's not a random story. It's a story about buyers and sellers. So what the market does basically is telling a story about buyers and sellers. It's not just one random stories from wherever. So what is a candlestick? First, before we get into candlesticks and all that, we want to ask, what is a candlestick? First, the market prints out candles, sticks or tips. Candlesticks is just basically a candlestick. Is just shows us four things. First, what is a candlestick? Candlestick is just that thing you see when you open your MT5. That chart you see, like a chart, like a bar chart. It's basic economics, like a bar chart. Those lines that goes up and down, that's what we call candlesticks in the market. Are you there? So basically, what is a candlestick? A candlestick just shows us four things. We said the market has a language, the market tells story, and then how the market tells this story is using candlesticks or tips, like I do call them. Just like someone who is mute would use hand language or sign language to communicate. That is the same way the market communicates using these tips. So basically, a candlestick or a tip shows us four things. That's what it shows us. Four things. First is where price opened, where price closed, the highest point price reached, the lowest point price reached. So basically what we are saying, it's like using real estate, or let us use, what product should we, okay, let's use a car. So what the thing is, instead of going to the market to go around checking how much is this car worth or there, but you just open your MT5 and then you see, okay, today the price of this car went up to this amount, let's say 46,000, and came down. It started from 32,000, and then the price, because so many persons were in need of this car, it went up to 46,000. So you've seen the action of the price. The price has told you where it opened. The candle has told you where the market opened for the day, where it closed, the highest point it reached. It might go up to 46,000 and later come down to 23,000 because people checked and found out that it is not fuel effective or diesel effective. So it falls back down. So the price has showed you the highest point it reached for that day, where it started from, where it got to the highest point, and then the lowest point it got to that very day. Is it clear? Now don't let it confuse you. We'll keep it very simple. So candles, they are just they are bullish and bearish candle. There are other many candles and different names. Everyone has their own different names for it, but I would keep it very simple so we don't confuse each person. You get? So as much as you can, keep your trading journey simple. That will help. Let go of the complication. So let's go on to what we have for the day. Please don't mind my screen. Okay, we said we have bullish and bearish candle. We also have dojis and all that. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about those things in a minute. So just relax. So let's handle bullish candles. What are bullish candles? First, a bullish candle means buyers were stronger. Are you understanding? Price opened lower and closed higher. That is just it. A bullish candle is just like saying that this motor today started at 23,000 naira for this car, but at the end of this very car, or at the end of this very hour, or the end of this very day, from 23,000, price of this car went up and closed at 28,000 or 30,000. That is to say, that particular candle is bullish. So a bullish candle means that buyers were stronger. Like we said, buyers and sellers are always in the market. And then the third group that are in the market is people that are indecisive. It said some people are working, some people are watching. So that's where you have that ranging market. So that's by the way. So a bullish candle just simply means price opened lower and closed higher. This tells us that buyers had control during this section. Are you there? So this is what I'm saying. Let me zoom in. I think I would have to screenshot. Let me screenshot and then let's work on this. So this is basically what a bullish candle is. Price opened here and went up and closed, for this candle closed here. So this candle is actually a bullish candle. Why? Because the open price is higher than the closed price. Are we understanding? The opposite, the same is for a bearish candle. The same thing applies for a bearish candle. So when it comes to a bearish candle, this is what a bearish candle is. Let's do the same thing. Price opened here and went down here. Price closed here. Are you seeing price closed here? This point. It opened here. You can see this point here. Opened there and closed here. Are you understanding? So a strong bullish body shows aggressive. Are you there? Can everyone hear me? I don't know if it's clear enough. So a bearish candle just means that sellers were stronger. That's just simple. Price opened higher, which is here, and then it closed here. You understand? So the body of each candle, the body of the candle, you can see that these are the bullish and bearish candle. So the body of the candle, the body of each candle, the body of this one that is a bullish candle now. In the market is represented by bulls and bear. Bulls meaning bullish, buyers. Bears mean bearish, that's sellers. So for the body of the candle, the body represents the strength of the candle. So this is what we call the body. This thing here that looks like, this is what we call the body. The body of the candle. So a strong bullish body shows aggressive buyers, while a strong bearish body shows aggressive sellers too. How do you determine what's it called? I'm trying. So I'm looking for the right word to explain this. So hollow candlestick where the body, hollow candlesticks where the body is greater than the open, indicates buying pressure. Filled candlestick where the close is lesser than the open indicates you understand? Indicate selling pressure. So when you have a hollow one that is not filled, where this body now, where the market opened from is higher than where the market closed. This is a bullish candle. Bullish. Bull and then ISH. A bullish candle. But where you have this same thing, let me clean here. When you have a filled body where the close is, or the open is higher than the closed, it indicates selling. So it opened at this point, closed at this point. So the open is higher than the close. So we say this one is bearish. Are we understanding? Is it clear? Don't worry, we'll get into, I'll show you much more details. So let's move. Let me show you another bearish candle, another bullish candle. We've understood what a bullish candle is, right? So we said that a bullish candle means buyers were stronger. Price opened lower and closed higher. So now, this is what a bullish candle looks like. This is a typical example of what a bullish candle is. Are we following? So when you see something like this, this is a bullish candle. Then when you see, okay, let's go into, let me even show you what a wick is. Let me show you. This is what you already, I'm watching how to, so we just digest it easily. So this is what a bullish candle looks like. So now this is a very bullish candle. Are you understanding? So when you look at the chart, you see we are not in a hurry to take it to MT5 to start hitting trades. You would hit as much trade as you want. But right now, when you see, remember I told you this, right? Price opened at a point. You can see price opened here and then price closed here. Are you seeing? So this is a typical example of a very bullish candle. That buyers are more powerful than sellers. This is a bullish candle. This one too. This is another bullish candle. Not the red one. We said it is hollow. It is not filled. Are you getting me? It is hollowed. It is not filled. It has space inside. This is another bullish candle. Are you understanding? Let's move on. Showed you another bullish candle. When we get into the market more, so the opposite it is for what we call bearish. So for bearish, we have the same thing. For bearish, it is filled. Price opened here. This is the open. Remember? And then price closed here. This is bearish. Price opened here, price closed down. For bullish, it is the opposite of this. So anything you know, if it's bearish that got your attention first, the opposite is bullish. Opposite of whatever you know of bearish is bullish. The opposite of of whatever you know as bullish is bearish. Does it make sense? Okay. Now you can see these are all bearish. These, you can see bearish candles. These are good examples of what bearish candles look like. Good examples, you can see good examples of bearish candles, where price opened from is lesser than where price closed. Does it make sense? Okay. So another thing we would have to talk about is dojis. So I told you that for wherever you see people buying, it means there are people willing to sell. And then any place you see those two group of people willing to buy and people willing to sell, there are people who are hesitating. They don't know if they should buy or if they should sell. They are at that point. Have you gone to buy a property and then the person is saying they want to sell, all of a sudden they are saying they don't know if they want to sell again? That's what we call a doji. A doji is simply an indecision candle. It is showing that these people are spinning tops. Are you there? Spinning tops. If we want to use the word spinning tops, it's just spinning tops are candles that have similar sized high wicks and low wicks. So this is what a wick is. Wick is this tiny line. Let me show you. This is what, when you say this is the body of a candle, are you saying this now is the body of a candle? This space here is the body of a candle. Then this side that has no body, this is what we call a wick. W-I-C-K. This is K. This is what we call a wick. This is what we call another wick. You can see from this point to this. This is another wick. Are you understanding me? This is another wick. W-I-C-K. So basically, a wick is just showing that buyers went up to this point too, but sellers came in a bit to drag it down. Are you understanding? So don't bother yourself. Just follow. We'll understand it. So a wick is just this tiny thing above or below the body. That is what we call a wick. Does it make sense? Now it feels like the class is now becoming complicated. Just relax. We'll take everything slowly. Everything will take them slowly. You will understand it. Just relax. So let us talk about this spinning tops. Is that okay? Okay. All right. I think let me show you something. Let me show you about dojis. So dojis will help you understand all these spinning tops and all that. So don't get yourself confused. This is what a doji is. A doji is just simply an indecision candle. So dojis are another important candle patterns and come in different shapes and forms, but are characterized by having either no body. Remember what I say by body. they how you see a doji, they either come with having no body or a very small body. A doji is also an indecision candle that is similar to a spinning top. When you see a doji on your chart, it means there is a strong fight occurring between the bears and the bulls. That means between the sellers and the buyers. Nobody has won yet. So this doji is simply saying, like I told you, when there is a presence of buyers and sellers, there are also presence of people who are confused. They don't know if they should buy or they should sell. So this candle, when the market is telling its language, it is, this candle is saying probability. So when you see this candle, it shows that there is indecision. So there are dojis you now see that shows other things. There are what we call shooting star doji. This is what it looks like. So a shooting star doji, remember we said that when there is a when the open is higher than the close, let's say market closed up, it is a bullish candle. So now for every time market buyers try to push market up and then they tried, sellers came in, there were much sellers, so they pushed it down. So that's where you have this kind of candles. We call them shooting star. Indecision, sellers may take over. It is showing that it seems like this market, sellers may likely take over the market. Are we understanding? So buyers try to push the price up, but sellers brought it down. Are you seeing? It shows that sellers may likely take control. The same thing for a hammer doji. Let's get back so I show you what a hammer doji. This is what a hammer doji is. It's just same as an indecision. Sellers try to pull this market down, but buyers came up. Buyers were stronger, so they pushed the market up. This is what a hammer doji looks like. It means that buyers came in and took over. So let me show you a typical example of this thing that looks too simple, how it comes into place. So we'll talk about hammer doji coming in. So I took this example. This example is a perfect one. So you can see that on this particular one, sellers were in control of this market. They were in control of this market, selling. Then all of a sudden, there's an indication that it seems like buyers, they tried pushing market down at this point, but buyers came in. The first of the buyers were now. So when you see such a candle like this, you know it's just telling you that please be careful. There's a tendency that buyers might step in and take over the market. So when we saw this, we found out that buyers, the trend changed. It becomes a buying. So the same thing, let me also show you this same thing on a sell one we call shooting star. Hammer indicates, a hammer doji indicates buyers coming into the market. Shooting star indicates that sellers are about stepping in or just stepped into the market. Are you understanding? So this is it. So buyers are in the market. Are you seeing? Then all of a sudden, sellers came in, and then it started selling. Okay, this is it. Those of you who work at corporate, who does corporate jobs or whatever, you work in corporate. There are things you see. It shows that your boss is around. You see that nonchalant staff, all of a sudden is now behaving well, behaving right. The gate man, the cooks, everybody is behaving right. It shows a presence of the boss is in town, is around. That is the same thing. So doji is what shows that presence. So when you see doji in a sell trend, it shows that it seems like buyers are now coming in. So that's simply what it's like. Now, today was not about prediction. So when we go into practical, this thing we just discussed will now identify bullish candles. So when we hit the practical, you would be able to identify bullish candles, identify bearish candles. You find candles with strong rejection wicks, and then we take it up from there. Are we okay? So don't bombard yourself with plenty things. Just relax. Let's take it slowly. Like I tell you, don't be in a hurry to you want relax. What I just said, did you understand? If you don't understand, put it, send me a message, write it at the comment. If I, when I'm opportune, I would respond. So that is it. So today, I believe you now understand what a bullish and what a bearish candle is. You now know what a doji is. You now know what a wick is. Wicks are WICKS. Wicks is that small whatever that is above the body or below the body. That is what we say where a wick is. You know what the body of a candle is. You know what a wick is. So that's basically what I want you to understand today. So I believe we've been able to achieve that today. So subsequently, by tomorrow, which is day 4, we'll talk about understanding market perspective. That is when we'll talk about what the market looks like in different whatever. We'll talk about time frames. So when we start going deep into time frames, it will start getting you acquainted to your MT5. So right now, what we are just doing is more of theory, and a bit of practical, letting you see the markets and whatever. But you would be actively involved when we start talking about what market looks like and all that. So I believe you now know what the body of a candle is. You now know what a bullish candle looks like, what a bearish candle looks like, what a wick looks like, what a doji looks like, what a spinning top, what a hammer looks like. All right, thank you. If you've understood this, thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for your time. It was so the better you observe price, the clearer the market becomes. So see you in the next section. To have a wonderful time.